You're watching When Keeping It Real Goes Wrong.
You only have one chance to make a first impression.
I'm not doing enough. I ain't doing enough. Give it to me. Give it to me. Get this bitch. We about to get this hoe.
Stop. No, we ain't got time.
Thanks, bitch. Bitch, I'm out here. I ain't got shit. Oh, we got to took her back out.
Cut it out, baby.
She got her. She got her.
Cut it out.
She took her. Get her. She just jumped on her bed.
Just going to get some tissue.
I gotta stop you.
But no, I ain't touched shit in this bitch. She should have touched me on her hand.
No, you're not, baby.
I'm not busting worlds on the bed.
Okay, excuse me, baby. No.
Come on here.
No. Because if y'all get to fighting, I'm here to tell you, it's not gonna be pretty. So, no. Excuse me, baby. Excuse me. Do not throw anything in there. Do not throw anything. I'm telling y'all this. This is what I got to say. Excuse me, baby.
Oh, there you go.
Excuse me. Excuse me.
Oh, yeah. That whole purse, though. The purse full of shit, though. Purse full of shit, though. Oh, there are me. Who phone number? Your phone name?
Excuse me, baby. Excuse me.
Bitch, shut up. Hold on. Back up. Come right here. Come right here, then.
No.
Come right here, then. Bitch. Oh, bitch. On the niggas. Let me in, bitch. I'm a dog. No, let me get this off. No, this bitch is This bitch is
No.
Bitches be crazy.
Thank you for watching, and make sure to subscribe for more amazing, entertaining, delightful, great disciple content.
Tell me where the freak's at.
Hold up. Hey.
Kyle Barnes is suing internet blogger Anita Ward in the amount of $3,000. He says the defendant mistook him online for somebody with the same name, and he has been harassed as a result. Ms. Ward claims she didn't directly threaten the plaintiff and isn't responsible for any of the fallout.
All rise. Remain standing and come to order. This court is now in session. The Honorable Judge Kevin Ross presiding.
Ladies and gentlemen, you may be seated.
All parties have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Deputy Thomas. So we have this case, and I see it from both perspectives, and I understand, Mr. Barnes, why you would be so adamant that you are entitled to this $3,000 based on your privacy being invaded and your name being used in a way that Ms. Ward seemingly was not responsible enough in who you are, what happened to you as a result. That's what we're talking about.
Yes, Your Honor.
Right? And I understand your motivation, so let me start with you, sir. Prove your case.
Well, Your Honor, the reason I'm here today is this woman, Ms. Ward, single-handedly destroyed my life. As you know, I didn't even know what was going on until I started getting hate letters in my mailbox by the hundreds. I was getting phone calls at my house. People were stopping by my home, and there were death threats. Most importantly, though, she also posted my address online,
right,
which caused hate letters to go to my work, and I was suspended for a month while they investigated me based on the things that were put in these letters.
Let's talk about why you put all of his information online.
I only put his name and his address.
You say you only put his name and address.
Well, he had said that he was getting calls. I didn't put his phone number,
it's
so that came from
an address.
Something else.
Make sure we're all on the same page.
Yes. Well, I just have a hard time believing that he is the wrong Kyle Barnes.
All right. In your complaint, you acknowledged that he was not the same Kyle Barnes because you put a retraction on your blog. Have you ever apologized to this man for being wrong?
Yes, I have apologized to him.
I know
yes.
you made the retraction.
Yes, it was.
So when you say, I have a hard time believing this isn't the right person, that doesn't help your case.
Okay.
Because you've already conceded that you were wrong.
And that was the exact same tone she had in her apology email to me. She said, if you are the person,
I did
then
a sympathetic apology. I never ever wanted anything like this, any misunderstanding like this to happen
I don't think you could fully appreciate what Mr. Barnes is saying unless you were in his shoes and someone said something about you that was completely wrong, and they put you in this horrible light and gave your address and your name and pretty much said to everyone, have at it.
Right.
Then I think you could truly appreciate what he experienced. So let's talk about that.
Okay.
Go ahead.
I found that first off, he left an obscure comment on my blog.
A gentleman named Kyle Barnes, not...
I understand.
Sorry.
There is someone named Kyle Barnes.
Left a comment on my blog making other people that follow my blog act. And
what sort of blog do you have?
It's a motivational blog for women.
Is this a source of income for you?
No, no. This is what I like to do. I like to motivate women. I feel like I need to make a difference.
And what are some
women.
of the things that you blog about?
Just how it just I encourage women to go out and seek their dreams. To go out and seek their dreams and what they want to become.
You didn't know anything about this blog?
No, it wasn't until I saw the letters and Googled it and found the source of where all this was coming from.
And what exactly was said on the blog?
Her blog is a place where she scours the internet and finds, granted, terrible things men say. The other Kyle Barnes said a horrible thing, a lot of horrible things, and they find them. No, she then reposts them onto her blog so that her listeners can then
Kyle Barnes made some comment in the public sphere.
Yes.
Always
and
makes
that
comments.
you saw and then reposted on your blog.
Yes.
No.
As let's go get them, ladies.
No.
I see.
No.
Here we go. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, they're a force to be reckoned with.
No, I posted.
What did the Kyle Barnes say that was so outrageous?
He said that he doesn't hire bimbos at his work. He's an IT hiring manager, and he would never work with such women because just obscure things that degrade women. I have it all right here.
Show me. I want to see.
They're terrible things that I would never say, Your Honor.
Just take a look at it. You both know what this is. I haven't seen it.
Yeah. I have sisters. I have a mother. I mean,
I understand.
Sorry.
You're not a happy camper right now. As a hiring manager, I have a ton of latitude about who I hire for my IT department. And I pretty much categorically avoid hiring women for any job in my department. I don't care how much they feel they deserve to work here. I'm not about to cater to a bunch of over-emotional whiners. People always trying to force diversity down our throats. This is pretty foul.
Yeah, that's, you know, I...
Or here's where you talk about I refuse to work with incompetent bimbos just to meet a quota.
He just keeps
or just
going
to meet
and going.
Expletive quota.
Right.
Well, I think it would get everybody.
A woman's job is to be in the kitchen,
even if it wasn't a
barefoot
woman.
and pregnant.
So I just thought
That
it
was
would...
the piece de resistance.
I just thought, you know, people should know about this hiring manager that doesn't hire women. And, you know, I thought it was important for people to know. It's a public interest.
Where did you find this?
Where did I find?
The statement that this gentleman made about women. It was on another site.
Yeah, it was on another site.
And you
Because
did a cut and paste and
I
put
just
it on your
repost,
site.
yeah.
Ladies, what do you think of this guy?
Just what do you think? That's it. You know, like whatever they had done and everything, whatever they had done to a Kyle Barnes, whatever they had done to a Kyle Barnes.
So let's deal with this Kyle Barnes.
Okay.
So you knew this Kyle Barnes worked in IT.
Yes.
Somewhere.
Yes. Yes.
You didn't know what city, what state, what county, what country.
From where I got that from is because other women were trying to find him just like I was. So they found him.
Find him.
Yeah, understandably, a mob grew online really quick. And
do you work in IT?
I do. I am.
So you know that's where it gets.
There were a lot of similarities.
Yes.
And are you head of an IT department?
I am the senior IT manager of my department in a small consulting firm in, unfortunately, the exact same county that someone said this Kyle Barnes was from.
It was just the
Was it-
similarities,
I know
Your Honor.
oftentimes
And
through an IP address you can sort of trace where people
yes,
are.
and I even said, hey guys, this may not be the guy, but
Here's his name, here's his address, this is where he works.
Have fun, she says.
I didn't say have fun. I just thought this man should know. Like, come on, a hiring manager at an IT, like.
This comment, I know a few people who might disagree with that. Let's see what they think about it. That's you.
Yes.
And then off to the races you went. And these other comments, are these other women?
Yes.
They started Operation Fire Kyle Barnes is in full swing. Hashtag. So that means you always started, you were on a mission at this point.
Yeah, it doesn't feel good to be a hashtag, Your Honor.
It doesn't feel good to be a hashtag. And I'm sitting here laughing, but I can't imagine.
I mean, I suppose it was a nice hashtag, I wouldn't mind, but...
Right.
Hashtag,
And like
he's a nice guy, he loves cats, that'd be fine.
Fair enough. So out of nowhere, you're just getting this information.
Yeah, I started getting death threats and letters to my home and letters at work, and it just sort of snowballed from there.
And your job even said, we have to investigate
Right.
this.
Anytime there's a claim, I'm sure you know,
Yes.
the HR department has to do
They
a
have
claim.
to.
So
They have
for a month, I was out of work, and I mean, it was, I was paid for my time, but as the senior IT manager, everything fell apart while I was gone.
You have proof that you had out of work expenses, sir? That you didn't get a paycheck, right?
I did. While I was gone, they...
So you didn't actually suffer any monetary damage?
Not any. I mean, I know that a lot of things fell
No,
apart
he
while
didn't.
I was gone. I mean, there are
your
things
work
that
was
could have happened.
impacted.
It was, and I'm sure. Yeah, but as far as like my paycheck, that was okay. There was a lot of emotional damage.
Sure.
I like my mother's calling me crying. It was just, my life is a nightmare. And
When your mama calls you and she says, "I'm so disappointed in you."
yeah, you know all that. Yes. Yeah. And so sort of living the life of an involuntary shut-in, you sort of accrue a lot of other expenses that you wouldn't normally have to, you have to call the pizza place and deliver because you can't go to the store because everybody at Kroger's knows who you are now, and nobody wants to check you out, and they close the checkout lane when you come walking by.
Right. So where does the $3,000 come from?
That's for emotional damages. I feel like she needs to pay somehow. I mean, she can't get away with
Why
doing
not
this to my life.
$10,000?
I think that $10,000 is a little outlandish.
The $3,000 is good with you.
The nudes that were leaked online. I mean, somebody has to be held accountable for things when this happens. And unfortunately, I'm not a cop, and I don't do vigilante justice. So the only thing that I can do is sue her.
Right. Because ultimately, out of all the people that responded, you went one step further. How did you verify? What sources did you use? Because even though you're working in a non-paid capacity,
Right,
you're
'cause it's
assuming
just
the
small
role
blog.
of someone who would otherwise be considered a journalist. And people, for some reason, think that they don't have to subscribe to the same conditions that journalists undertake.
Right.
Because at this point, you see how you wreaked havoc on this man's life.
But
Was there ever any identifying of the actual person who, because for all you know, this person could have been using his name, but it wasn't really him. It's not like everyone online uses their actual name.
right.
Or they actually even work in IT. Maybe he said IT, but in fact he worked in the medical industry.
Well, he said.
Now, you, being a blogger,
Right.
more so than anyone would know that everyone doesn't tell the truth online. Everyone doesn't use their actual name. Everyone doesn't use their actual profession. So you don't know who this is.
Well, in his comment, he was just so confident. I'm an IT hiring manager. I don't hire women that can do this, that
And
can
people
do
who are
that.
confident never tell lies online.
his comment just seemed so convincing.
So it hit a nerve with you.
I just, you know,
Right.
went to track him. I was like, well, I'm going
So
to use whatever I
were
can
you
find.
able to find
IT,
someone
hiring
else
manager.
that actually fit that description?
Just him. That I wouldn't put anything out there if I didn't find anything out, any other person named Kyle.
Right. You were being irresponsible. Because people who undertake this as a profession and a passion, there's something about, let me check sources, let me double check, let me find out who this, because if you were able to get his address, you could, and all that digging, you could have made a call to him and said, there was a statement that was put out, I want to give you an opportunity to respond. Exactly. Is this you? Instead of just ruining this man's reputation. Because what he's saying is, you ruined his reputation. You were being irresponsible. Should you have to pay for that?
I don't think I should have to pay for that because I wasn't the one that did all the harassing.
Neither was he.
So I don't feel like I should pay for it. I feel like...
But no one else went as far as posting this person's address. That's where you come in.
Right.
Here's the issue. There is an actionable tort called invasion of privacy. This is not a public figure. This is a private citizen going about his life. And you're so gung-ho, you're not taking into account his rights. The very thing that outraged you was you don't want women being treated unfairly.
Right.
And yet you yourself treated him unfairly.
I didn't mean for that to happen,
Okay.
Your Honor.
That's what happened.
I know. And like I said, I apologize
and so there
to
is
him.
some hypocrisy there. You want women to stand up and be empowered, and you want to fight that fight, but you don't want to own the fact when you do something wrong to someone else that there are consequences.
No, I know that there is.
Well, if you know that, then even having a conversation about how do we settle this, because that wasn't my intent. Can we compromise here?
And I...
No more talking.
Okay.
I have to balance the fact that you invaded this man's privacy with the ideal of privilege, because you're talking about something in the public interest. And this notion that some men think that women should not be in the workplace is something that the public would be interested in. So does that give you some sort of immunity? Yes, it would give you immunity. So based on the evidence and testimony before this court, the gavel was going to come down in favor of the plaintiff. Because in having the immunity, you have to act responsibly.
Okay.
Because then we're all just destroying other people's names and their reputations and careers, and if there's no consequences, then what would stop people from doing it to someone else? Do you deserve $3,000? I know you're from Ohio, and I know that's the maximum you can sue for in Ohio. So basically you're saying I want every penny I can get because I am ticked off. I understand that. You don't have any proof of actual damage. But this is a court of fairness and equity. So I have to rule in a way that sends the message to you that that's not okay.
Right.
I think it's fair and reasonable that this man be compensated $1,000.
Okay.
That is the order. Good luck to you, sir.
Okay.
Case closed.